Welcome to the Breaking Burnout for Nurses podcast. My name is Bonnie Kitahata. I'm your host today, and I'm flying solo. I'm so happy you're here joining us. As you listen, you will be able to visualize a nurse burnout survival strategy covered in fur, feathers, and scales. Pets. Okay, imagine you've had a really rough day at your hospital shift. You come home, your feet are aching, your brain is mush, and you're pretty crabby. You walk through the front door and you are greeted by a exuberant wagging tail or purring or chirping bundle of joy. Your pet. There's something magical about how they can turn your worst day into something not so bad. And it's not just about their adorable faces or their wagging tails. It's about the science behind it too. Because studies have shown that interacting with pets can lower stress levels, it can reduce anxiety, and it can even decrease blood pressure. They give us unconditional love. No matter what kind of day we've had, and no matter what mood you're in, they can make you feel all that much better and kind of calm you down and put you in a better mood. Having a pet is like having a built-in therapist who doesn't charge by the hour. Also, pets can be great for your social life. You know, when you're out walking your dog, you can chit-chat with some people that you wouldn't normally have a conversation with. So it makes an easy way to talk to new people. And also, having pets is such an easy topic, either at work or even at a party or get together. It's so fun and easy to share about your pet and share photos and exchange ideas with the people that you're talking to. So it kind of helps you connect with other people. So what if you're thinking, well, I'd love to have a pet, but my schedule is too hectic. I just won't have enough time. Or this is me. I'm not home enough to be a good pet mother or a good pet parent. But there are still some other ways that you can enjoy your pet companionship. So I like pet sitting every once in a while. Every now and then, I've pet sat for my friends' dogs. I've babysat cats. I've babysat bunnies, hamsters, a lizard, birds, and even some fish. So it's a nice way that I can get my pet fix of pet love and cuddles, but also I'm helping someone else. So it's a win-win situation. You know, I've been thinking about getting a dog recently, and my favorite kind of dog, if I was going to have one, is a German Shepherd. I just love German Shepherds. And so one of my friends needed some help with their babysitting their dog while they went on vacation. And he's a husky. His name is Leo. And he's quite I guess he would be maybe a medium large dog, but he's pretty solid dog. And so I thought, well, this would be a good chance for me to get practice actually taking care of a dog, you know, walking him and feeding him and getting into the routine of having a dog. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try this. So my friend's name is Laura. She's a nurse that I work with. And so she and I practiced. She brought Leo over a couple of times, and we walked with Leo on the leash, and she taught me some of the commands that he would follow or not follow. And she gave me a list of his food feeding times, his walking times. Like 3 times a day, he would go for a walk, and 15 minutes in the morning, 45 minutes in the afternoon, and then 15 minutes at night. So I thought, okay, I can do that. And so it ended up actually being longer than that, because I thought, oh no, the weather is so nice, and we ended up going for maybe twice as long as that. But Leo seemed to enjoy it. So anyway, she also taught me the commands that he would follow, and like he knows sit very well. And you know, if he gets all rambunctious, we would just turn our backs on him and he would settle down after that. That seems to work pretty good. And then she brought this huge cage because he's a big dog. So there was this huge cage that she brought for him for his sleeping. And there's a big like bed mattress in there. And so the command to get in the kennel is kennel up. So you look at him and you go kennel up, and he would kind of look like he didn't really want to go, and he would kind of sheepishly walk toward the kennel. I mean, he would always go in the kennel, but letting you know that he didn't really want to go in the kennel. So that seemed to work out okay. Then another thing is, his food, and then he has some medications that I would have to give him. He had a collar with a tracker button on there, and also leash. There were two kinds of leashes. One was a kind of expandable on a roller, and then you could clip it close. You could have him walk close to you, and then or let the leash out a little bit. And I ended up liking that one a little bit more. I felt like I had more control, but so it was good to practice with that. So he was pretty rambunctious, he's kind of a puppy and very strong. And so I had to learn how to control him better and be ready for his sudden outbursts of energy. So from that, knowing that I was thinking about getting a dog, I concluded that I might want a dog. Probably would get one that's a little older and smaller, so that I could have more control over the dog. But Leo was a good dog. He's a sweetheart. He's beautiful. You could look at my website, breakingburnout.com, and I have pictures of him on there. So I was lucky that I got to dog sit Leo. He had that experience with him. It wasn't easy the whole time, but I just grew to love Leo, and I was sad to see him go. So there are other kinds of animals you can babysit. Bunnies are pretty easy. Usually there's a little cage that they'll go in. Lizards, I've babysat lizards, and they're very slow moving. It's not like, you have to worry about them getting away, but the one I babysat was in a glass cage, and he would move around very slowly, much of the time just not even moving at all. But it was very mesmerizing to watch him, the breathing and their I don't know what this is here that goes in and out with their breathing. And they could just stare at something for many minutes. I didn't stay there long enough to see exactly how long they would stare and not move. And also the same with snakes. Snakes are very mesmerizing. Fish, a fish in an aquarium are very hypnotizing, and they're so beautiful to watch. So those are other pets that you can babysit. Of course, you can babysit any kind of animal, right? So another thing too is, I'm thinking, because I'm kind of a suburban girl, I have a small condo. So the animals that I'm thinking of are ones that I can have babysit in my condo. So I'm thinking of the smaller animals, but I have friends who have pets like goats and chickens and horses, turtles, ones that can wander around in a big yard. Those pets are fun too, and it's fun to hear the stories about their little adventures, and sometimes they get into mischief, and that's all part of the deal, right? So they can be very entertaining, and yet you do have to take good care of them, because you need to feed them and make sure they're safe and all that. So you're caring for something, and yet you're getting a lot of enjoyment. So it's kind of takes you away from the stresses of nursing and the hospital rigmarole. And even though it is a responsibility to take care of the pets, it's still just wonderful. You get a lot of enjoyment out of it. You get enjoyment, love, unconditional love, or I think it's really because you feed them, they love you, but enjoyment, absolutely. So another thing too that you could do if you don't want to babysit, or you don't want to absolutely own a pet, is you can volunteer animal shelter. They always need help there. And just think you're going to brighten the day of some animals there, and you're just going to feel so good when you go there. Or even from the shelter, you can even foster some animals too. One of my friends is fostering 5 cats. I think they fostered 5 cats, and then those cats were given back, and then they brought another cat to foster. So they're enjoying cats that way. So not quite owning the cat, but helping them out, taking care of the cats for a little while until they could find an owner for them. Pets can really enrich our lives, and they don't even know it. They're just wonderful, loving animals. They can just bring a lot of love, cuddles, and laughter. So think about giving pets a try to help with your nurse burnout. If you want to see pictures of Leo, go to my website at breakingburnout.com, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.